I just want to comment on real quick on the video I posted earlier about the comparing the coca plant to alcohol. Okay. I just want to say, you might think, oh, well, he's just bringing that shit up because he's addicted to this shit, and it just excuses you. I just want you guys to understand something. Right? There are probably hundreds of thousands, if not a million, more than a million people that are incarcerated all around the world, right? Because you have made a plant that has been used for thousands of years, right, in tribal cultures of Central and South America, okay, for probably the same things as coffee and, like, I don't know, like a psychedelic trip, man. It allows somebody to go and walk for a longer distance, to pick up stuff, hunters to go and hunt. It allows people to climb mountains for an endurance. It's an endurance and performance enhancer. It allows communication with the spirit world by way of as I said before, by way of look, no matter what, all the stuff I'm saying, the biggest thing about this is there's probably hundreds of thousands of human beings that are sitting in cages right now that should not be. Do you understand? Your laws regarding this, you overlook the fact that, it takes so long to get him through, the marijuana bill. That probably came out, it took a long time before we finally said, okay, it's legal. And then the federal level is still national. You still take a chance if you do it. You see? This is what your lawmakers do. They allow your children to sit in cages for an indefinite amount of time. Just because they can't think about the fact that any plant that comes out of the ground that you deem illegal is a strike against God, man. It's a strike against the Mother Earth and what she provides to every human being. You've already taken the tribal cultures, right? You ripped them out of the tribal settings and you stuck them in a factory to work for you 12 hours a day, right? And you give them cars, you give them credit cards, and you give them, you Americanize them, right? This is what you do to them, right? This is what you did to them, right? Okay. Now, on top of all that you've done to them, when they try to go back to access their tribal heritage, DNA, their tribal connection to Mother Earth, the things that they used, right, to get them that connection, the things that Mother Earth and God provided to the tribal cultures to connect to different dimensions and in the spirit world to receive information to help the tribe, shaman. That's what they do. They didn't have labs. They didn't have lab rats. They didn't test test the plants on half the tribe and see if it kills them. They got their information from the source, which then provided, healing plants that would heal the tribe. Thousands of years. They didn't need your medicine. Okay? And you come along with your pharmaceuticals now, and you deem every plant source of it to be illegal, or copywritten. It's mine. The tobacco plant is not. I can't grow tobacco. It's illegal because the tobacco companies all took all the tobacco plants. I got all the seeds and they're all my seeds. I fucking dare you. Do you understand? There's human beings that are sitting in cages right now for these archaic laws made by mostly white alcoholics to make sure that the inner cities had plenty of guests. For their jail system. I say again, the fact here is not that, I happen to like, the Coca plant so much that I'm going to go ahead and fight for it so I can get to do it for free. The thing of it is right now is that there are human beings that are sitting in cages that should not be. The reason that they're sitting in cages is because these alcoholics fucking 30, 40 years ago, made these laws prohibiting the use of tribal medicine, of tribal plant medicine, because they deemed it to be a problem for, the working class that has to get up and go to work the next day, and, it's causing too many people, harm because they spend all their money and stay out and then don't go to work. I say again, it took a long time for marijuana. 10 years ago, I spent 28 days in a cage for half a joint of marijuana in my pocket from Asbury Park. The Asbury Park judge sentenced me there, and then I needed bail. I didn't have money for bail. I took it to 28 days, and then I still had to pay a fine. And so, for half a joint of marijuana, right, 10 years ago. Now, if they would have did that 10 years ago, I wouldn't have to do that. If they would have done it 20 years ago, all those people that are in cages now wouldn't be. Change the laws. Look at Oregon. All right, someone told me that Oregon they legalized a portion, like a small quantity, I don't know, whatever, of the Coca plant. I suggest you do that very quickly, because those are some of the things that, if you believe in a fucking God, the last thing your God wants for you to take his children and stick them in a fucking cage for the plant medicine that he gave them to use. Now, you got opiates, but mostly the things, the most troubling and problematic ones are the pharmaceutical ones, right? The ones that are created in labs, or there's no plant source of them. Those are the ones that cause the biggest harm. Those are made by the pharmaceutical companies and then get sprung out, and then become like, an alternative to the real stuff. Kills them, and then but the pharmaceutical, oh sorry, now we don't have any more to give you of that. You could try this stuff, This fentanyl stuff is supposed to be really good from China. It's cheaper too. So, I suggest legalizing the plant that was used in Coca-Cola 20 years ago, where 450, the first batch of Coca-Cola, wow, that must have tasted really good, and got a lot of energy, man. You feel like taking that walk up that mountain? Let's go. I suggest you take those people that are in cages right now and get them the fuck out. Release them, give them, apologize to them, give them like, some something for the loss of their existence, because they were selling a planned source of something. A planned source of something that, a guy here, he gets mixed with shit, put some fentanyl in it, man, because to make money. But if the plant was decriminalized, I can grow it myself, and I wouldn't have any of that problem. Instead, you make it legal. You take those human beings, stick them in cages. We that deem it's the only thing I can find that's anything close to what used to be a communication device for in my past lives as a shaman for many tribal cultures. And this, I'm stuck here with all of you, saying what happened. I know what happened. You don't want the tribal people that you pulled out of the tribal setting and stuck in a cat factory. You don't want them to run back to the tribes, right? You want them to still stay in that factory and be your slaves. Well, and in that plant source, those plants, that plant medicine might just change their minds. Wink, wink, going like, oh shit, you know what? What? Fuck this shit. Let's go back, man. That's what you're scared of, and so you take these plants, and you say controlled substance, or whatever it's called, CSB, CBD, CDC, whatever the fuck you call it. How do you control something a plant that comes out of the ground, that Mother Earth and God, or it's supposed to be poison? No, it's not. If it was poison, let's see, thousands, hundreds of thousands, or maybe a couple of million, 11 million maybe. Central American and it's Mayan, Incan, the Andes, the Mexican, Florida, Mexico, they would have been like dead a long time before the Spaniards came over and sliced it, cut them up, and killed them just for their gold and their land. So do yourselves a favor, because the reason you're keeping it illegal is because you don't want, let's see, these people all of a sudden they don't want to go to work now. You wake up the next day and they realize, fuck, I want to go back to my tribe. So instead, you put them in cages and let them live their whole life. He's going to start 25 years because he was driving this stuff past a no school zone, a no drugs-free school zone. So that because of that, we tacked on 10 years in his life. He's getting 25 years for that. I suggest you release these people pretty quickly, because these are one of the things that God has on his list. Your mother has on her list of things like, did they change this yet? No? Oh, shit. All right. How many they got so far? Only 1 out of 20. Oh. Okay, then there really is not a chance in the hell they're going to make it. I'm sorry. We tried. We tried. I suggest you jump on it quickly. I suggest you make retribution and what is that called? Retro something, right? When you basically kiss the person's ass that you fucking threw into a cage for no other reason than to keep the tribal people, nice and quiet. Give him some more alcohol. That'll make him like, the white man's poison. That'll make him really feel, nice and comfortable. Yeah. And they'll just sit there and just keep on doing the work. Yeah, they'll get drunk then that night, and the morning they get up, I got to go to work because I need to have another drink after work. Just keep on doing that to them, and they'll be fine. But make sure they don't get any of those tribal, like the Coca plant or the DMT, the ayahuasca plant, or any one of the plants that God gave them, that the spirits told them. What do you think? When I was a shaman, right, and we took the coca plant that we used to chew, and then we made it into you used to have to chew a bag of it, because we brought it down into a rock form where you can actually smoke a little bit and then be able to do your work. Do you think that just came out of in my head, or that came out of the lab rats that we tested it on? That was from the spirit world that you people ignore. That was from the spirit world that helped us be able to do our work and get over there go over there to get some water, carry back a lot of, go hunting and go over to the next town over and start building. That's what it did for us. It made you into addicts because it's illegal. And then so the criminal can take a hold of it, and then the police can take a hold of it, and then you'll both start fucking the people that do it. So I suggest again, as quickly as possible, take those people that are sitting in cages right now for the use, the sale of anything that has to do with the coca plant, a tribal plant that has been used for thousands of years for healing, for divination, for energy, for all the things that your other stuff does that you haven't made illegal. And take those people out of cages and kiss their asses, because if you don't, I swear to God, I'm going to stir up something that's going to create a fucking major lawsuit against all you people, every state in the fucking union that puts people in cages for a plant, that was used, and because they were using it religiously, and as part of their culture and heritage. You decided that wasn't enough. You just throw them. Maybe now that wouldn't, but with all the 2012 expansion, everything else to expand the COVID. Maybe now, people start realizing, holy shit, that's right. They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have done that. You see, they shouldn't have done that. It's equivalent of like that town in where is it? Somewhere in the south, the first black stock market or something, Wall Street, man, that you ended up shooting everybody down. Same thing, man. Except this one took years and years of putting people in cages. You better fucking do this, because this is one of the ones way on top on the list. And if they're looking, when they're going down the list, if it's if at least the ones on top are taking care of them. But I'm telling you now, these aren't 10 commandments. These are the things that you don't do wrong, and if you don't change in the next fucking within a little more than 2 years, if you don't change that, you're gonna be in big fucking trouble as civilization. And you know whose fault it is? The billionaire class that that can change it, but they won't, because they're the ones that want to kill you all. Have a good night, people. Sorry you're scared. It's not to scare you. It's I mean, we're running out of time. See that brick wall over there? Unless we steer away from it. No, we're gonna go right through the brick wall. No. We can't go through that brick wall. I'm telling you, steer away from it and go around it. If not, we're gonna kill everybody on this. No. I'm telling you, they tell us to just keep on going straight, and there's something's gonna happen to the end. At one point, it's just gonna phase out, and then we're gonna go through it. So, yeah, you believe them, right? Okay. Yeah. They're not on this one. They're the one next to it, right? And we're going first, and they're going behind us, right? So they can just turn away after we don't make it through the wall, and then they can just turn and go, "Ha, suckers." Good luck.